Ben McKee and Patrick Brown of GoVols 24/7 here inside of Neyland Stadium following Tennessee's 42-9 homecoming win over New Mexico State. Tennessee now 7-3 on the season with two huge football games coming up the next 2 weeks. It was not the cleanest performance for Tennessee, but it was what these games are.
It could have been an email, Ben.
That's the perfect way to summarize what happened. We'll start with the defensive side of the football because the defense played fairly well. You don't want to give up 300 and something passing yards to New Mexico State, but
is that what they ended up giving up?
Yes. So not the stats maybe look a little bit worse than it is, and sorry if the video is shaking because of the wind blowing our tripod all over the place. We should not have sent Ryan Callahan back up to the press box, but bear with us if you don't mind. But the two big plays, Ty Redmond coming up with an interception in the first half, and then William Wright with a pick six in the second half. And a big reason why was because of what William Wright said was they're best friends. A lot of tipped passes at the line of scrimmage and not a lot of time for New Mexico State to throw the football tonight.
Yeah, the both interceptions were tip drill balls. I think David Hobbs got just a little bit of the one that Ty Redmond intercepted. That was a nice play by Redmond where he stuck his hand up, kind of tipped it to himself. Tennessee quickly turned that into a touchdown to go up 14-0. I thought Redmond had a nice game. You know, they threw a couple of back shoulder. They threw the back shoulder against him on a third down early, and he had good coverage on it. He had good coverage on a third down on a dig. That was really good. And that's what you want to see. People in this program are pretty high on Ty Redmond. Tim Banks was talking about pretty good during the week. Josh Heupel after the game too said that there's big things in store for this guy, and I think all things considered, I think he's managed the season pretty well of being a freshman cornerback. And then William Wright's a great story. He's a sixth-year guy. I think one of the 3 sixth-year guys still in this program. So he was here in 2020. He has seen the Jeremy Pruitt days and the entire Josh Heupel era. Walk on out of Innsworth in Nashville, and so that was a cool moment for him. I'm sure something he'll never forget, and you saw his teammates really liked it too. Deshaun Bishop, another former walk-on, or was a walk-on, so relatable there, and said that there's that's a guy that everybody likes in this program. Great special teams player too, so good to see guys like that rewarded. Yeah, the other thing that stood out defensively before we shift to the offense is Jaden Perlotti just continues to fly to the football. Yeah, he is a missile. He is a see-ball, go-get-ball kind of guy. I think he got out of his zone one time to give up a completion, I think on third down. So you're going to get some of that. He's a freshman, still kind of learning. But, man, when he's on the field, you know it because he's closing ground fast and delivering punishment when he gets to the ball carry. He knocked New Mexico State's quarterback out of the game with a huge hit. And when 27 is on the field, you know it.
Yeah. Offensively, I did not think it was their best performance kind of for the second game in a row. I think it was a good thing they were playing New Mexico State, a now 3-7 football team. First quarter was pretty strong. I mean, they did score. Joey Aguilar did throw an interception on the first possession of the game. Miles Kitzelman was not able to come down with it, but it was an inaccurate pass, and I thought it was more on Joey than Miles. They did come back from that and score on 3 straight possessions, so was able to
99-yard drive.
Yeah, well, the first quarter was fine except for that first interception, but the second quarter was just gross. Joey threw another interception where he got pressured, he forced the ball, it sailed, and then you go back-to-back 3-and-outs, and then the fourth possession was with like 8 seconds left on the clock at that point. So really you had 3 possessions and 2 3-and-outs and an interception. It's something Joey talked about. I'll let you touch on Joey's perspective post-game, but he struggled the last 2 games and better clean it up going to the Swamp.
Yeah, and Josh Heupel was the most, he shared the most about a practice I think he might have ever had in 5 years. He said that there was a practice this week where the offense just didn't have it, just wasn't very good, and he addressed it with the team and said, you got to put it in, put the effort in during the week, and it's going to show up, right? You got to practice like you play. And they didn't have the energy, and that's a lesson to say, hey, you have a bad practice like that, it shows up out here in front of everybody. So, and Joey Aguilar was very open about his frustration, said he was really frustrated at halftime, had to go in and get some Jesus talk, get some prayers in to sort of center himself a little bit. Now they did come out in the second half and put 2 methodical drives together. But yeah,
got the run game going.
First half, they they had the big play to Brazel right here to set up the first touchdown. They had Joey Aguilar had the big run on the touchdown, and then they went 99 yards very methodically, 13 plays. I think they only faced like 1 third down though, so they showed they can big play you and also can drive the ball. and Braylon Staley was making plays. So, but yeah, Aguilar had the pick where he got hit, pressure there. Both his picks were not 100% on him. I don't even think the second one was really on him because he's getting, your center gets blown up, and he maybe shouldn't throw it off his back foot flat-footed, and that's how it sails. But he's up to 10 interceptions on the season. He's had
some bad luck.
4 multiple interception games now: Georgia, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, now this one. So, I mean that's obviously. And Josh Heupel said after the game, like you got to clean that stuff up and execute those plays better as you get back in SEC play. So. The offense did, they went through some ups and downs, but ultimately got things going in the second half. You don't like losing Wendell Moy in the second half. Don't like losing Miles Kitzelman, who was in a pretty big brace on his leg. That injury did not look good. Josh Heupel did not have an update on
walking out of the stadium. He was in the brace.
Right. Heupel did not have an update on them. Said they'll get more tests tomorrow. But the offense came back after the bad finish to the first half and took care of business in the third quarter to get this one handled.
Yeah, because the running game got going, I thought was a big reason they were able to have some success in the third quarter. I think just 2 drives in the third quarter, but both were pretty lengthy, and they scored touchdowns.
Bishop, Desar Thomas had some good runs, Yep,
Peyton Lewis had a touchdown run in there. Lastly, Jake Merklinger goes in at quarterback before George McIntyre. Briefly for all of 3 plays. It was not an ideal 3 plays for Jake Merklinger, I'm sure, and then George McIntyre comes in. I guess he got 2 possessions out of it. Had a nice throw off a play action on a bootleg. Just not enough to really, at least for George, not enough to evaluate, because the score dictated that he'd not be able to go in as early as you probably would have liked to put him in.
Yeah, and look, I mean, they put Merklinger earlier. He is the backup, but his couple of plays were not, not very good. At that point, regardless of where you think the quarterback position is heading, like, what has Merklinger shown to make you feel good that he's your backup? Why not give McIntyre a shot, right? So that would have been the case I would have been stating. But just not enough time, because Tennessee didn't. It was 21-3 at half. Usually in some of these games they've been clear on the scoreboard by then. So you would like to have gotten him more work and maybe even later in the game run some plays instead of just handing off. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Do we need to mention the defensive back who's not here?
Oh yeah, Boo Carter. I have forgotten about Boo Carter, just like it seems Josh Heupel has forgotten about Boo Carter.
He don't want to talk about him very much tonight.
I don't blame him.
Heupel said any notion it's an injury, I think was.
Josh Heupel sounded like he was talking about a player who had got kicked off the team or was told to go home, which is, I believe, what happened.
He said there is a standard that has to be met for you to be in the locker room with the team. He was not here. All the injured or other guys that weren't playing are here. They're in their uniforms. He's not here. But Heupel was like, I'm not going any further than that. I'm not saying anything else. So I guess we'll see what happens next. But I think you and I would both agree that this has gone on too long. Probably 4 months too long, for being honest, at least from my standpoint. I don't want to speak for you. Yeah,
Josh Heupel sounded like Kim Caldwell when Kim Caldwell kicked off Ruby Whitehorn off the team a couple of weeks ago. But, I mean, I'd be surprised if we see Boo Carter in a Tennessee uniform again, but I don't know why Josh didn't just come out and flat out say that after the game either. So maybe I'm wrong on that. We've already got New Mexico State coverage up on the site. We've got Boo Carter coverage as well, and we'll continue to have plenty of coverage as we get ready for a significant trip down to Gainesville next weekend. He's Patrick Brown. I'm Ben McKee.